That's what I say. Evil is everywhere. That's a public service announcement. Beware.
Breaking news. Sean P. Diddy Combs' mother, Janice Combs, has finally spoken out.
What's up, Ma?
Where you been go, baby? I be with Jens here. I love you too.
After criticizing Diddy's mother, Janice Combs, for allegedly contributing to the traumatization of his twins, Jesse and Delilah, Kamora Lee has returned to the public eye. She is not holding back either. Janice has apparently been putting those girls to work for a while, preparing them for the freak-off life and gradually exposing them to dubious males with whom they have no business being. Even worse, Diddy knew about this the entire time and did nothing to stop it. Rumor has it that the twins must have struggled through high school graduation and are now so scared that the idea of attending college scares them. Furthermore, if Diddy does not win his case, the government will take away all he built with his freak-off money, which means they might actually end up homeless and without care. Even though things may not seem promising, Kamora Lee is not going to stand by and let her best friend's kids be thrown out because of their father. She is making every effort to ensure that the children are cared for, and that Janice Combs is held accountable for her treatment of them. What specifically did Kamora say about Janice and Diddy then? Is she really attempting to obtain custody of the girls? Let us get started.
Into when this lawsuit was launched, is probably like a couple years ago. You'll notice that that's when all of these attacks started coming from my ad.
Even though Diddy is now on trial, the Combs twins appeared to be coping with the scrutiny the most out of the entire Combs clan, according to online investigators. Jesse and Delilah have been appearing in court alongside their siblings and other family members to support Diddy, but rumors have it that this is all part of a larger plot by Diddy's lawyers and public relations team to make it appear as though the family is content and together. The truth is that Diddy's family is collapsing under the strain, and the girls have had a particularly difficult time because they have had to listen to the graphic details of Diddy's alleged misdeeds. Chance, Jesse, and Delilah reportedly fled the courtroom at various times during the trial, particularly when a former escort testified and revealed shocking information about what Diddy forced him to do with Cassie during FOS. Anyone would be appalled to learn that their father had committed some of the most heinous acts a human being has ever committed against another human. There are other reasons why Jesse and Delilah responded so passionately to what they witnessed in the trial, but it is particularly difficult for two 18-year-olds who lost their mother suddenly.
Growing up, my mother always told me that he had got killed in a car accident. I always thought there was something funny about the story because whenever I was in the street or around like street hustlers or street people, they would always try to give me money or always treat me with respect. So I was like, was my father a gangster? Why do people fear my father, fear the name? I kept on hounding my family. And nobody would really tell me. They said, you gotta really talk to your mother about it. That's my first time at college. I did the research, and the research had showed me that my father was like, had his brains blown out like on Central Park West. And my mother, I remember they said that my mother had brought me to the funeral of a full-length chinchilla. And it was like a sigh of relief, you know what I'm saying? So I finally knew that what I was feeling was true, you know what I'm saying? That I was the son of a hustler or a gangster.
Janice was too preoccupied with being Melvin's wife to protect Diddy from the violence in their lives during all of this. She allegedly treated Diddy harshly and showed no concern for the fact that he had been bullied by older children when he was younger. After Melvin passed away, Janice had to work numerous jobs to keep the wolf from the door, which made matters worse. She worked as a school bus driver and teaching assistant during the day, but at night she was an escort. Sources claim that Janice would occasionally let Diddy observe these interactions when she brought her customers to the mansion. It is clear that this had a detrimental effect on his perception of women, particularly those who were his biological relatives.
His mom is now being accused of having freak-off parties in front of Diddy when he was a kid. And honestly, now hearing this, I'm really not surprised because I always felt like Janice Combs knew more than what she is leading on. Diddy's childhood best friend is claiming that Diddy's mother, Janice Combs, would often throw wild parties at his childhood home where it wasn't uncommon to walk into a room where adults were having physical relations. Diddy's childhood friend feels like this could be a reason why Diddy found himself at the center of a federal racketeering and trafficking investigation, where he is accused of forcing his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura to participate in Freakoffs. He said, "I've been asked the questions, why do you think this happened to Diddy?" And he said, "I don't know the answer to why, but I truly believe it all goes back to his childhood."
Diddy acknowledged losing his virginity at the age of 12 and becoming addicted to maize at a young age.
I had sex for the first time when I was 12. I used to watch this thing called Midnight Blue on channel here in New York. So the first time I had sex, I wasn't scared. I remember it felt so good to me.
They also apparently felt provoked because had Diddy not been caught, their lives might have been in danger. It is likely that some of them too came to accept the tales that their mother experienced the same thing Cassie did. The surveillance, the beatings, the freak-offs, the covert plastic operations to repair the damage. All of it, they are beginning to understand. Diddy's children may appear to be happy and supportive of their father, but rumors have it that this is all a ploy by Diddy's legal team and public relations department. In actuality, they all wish to leave the ship as soon as possible. Following their high school graduation, Jesse and Delilah declared their intention to pursue their clothing brand and enter the corporate world instead of attending college. People began to speculate, though, that there might be a more profound explanation for the ladies' current, if not longer-term, refusal to attend college. Insiders claim that the girls have been through so much hardship over the past 2 years that they are not prepared to attend college and deal with strangers who might treat them strangely due to Diddy's legal troubles. The one bright spot in all of this is that they have their mother's best friend, who will always be a safe haven for them, Lee Kamora. Kamora has now attempted to fulfill her promise to Kim regarding her children for the past nearly 10 years. Kamora vowed to ensure her children will always be cared for after Kim's death. "Strong for you," she said in her emotional homage to Kim. "Too soon gone. I am stunned. I love you, sister and lovely friend. We have 8 children together, all of whom are cousins. We are a family and always will be. You will take care of and lead us all, and I will take care of yours. To have lost such a lovely, affectionate, and spunky soul."
I'm not really sure, but I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot. Again, like I'm sitting here with my kids in my house. Easy to find me, not running, not hiding, not, not doing any of that. And so to have these constant attacks is just kind of crazy.
And it goes beyond simply requesting that their employees not let Kamora visit the children or attempting to prevent Kamora's children from spending time with them. Kamora has allegedly also been subjected to ongoing threats and bullying, which has caused her to take a break from social media and disappear for a while. After Cassie's lawsuit was dismissed, Kamora returned to the internet and shared the mysterious statement, "As you sow, so shall you reap," on her tales. But you know what? Kamora's house inexplicably caught fire while she and her children were there, just a few days after she made the post.
Yo, Kamora Lee Simmons' house been caught on fire and people are blaming Diddy. We put the word out on Sid, be careful, Kamora. We warned her, and Lord, her house actually caught on fire. This is amazing. Keep an eye out.
Fortunately, no one was harmed, but Kamora understood the lesson. Someone did not want her to support Cassie or snoop around in Diddy's problems. Since this was not the first time Diddy had done something similar, Kamora was able to identify his indirect threats with ease. Kamora disclosed in a 2004 interview with New York Magazine that throughout her pregnancy, Diddy had threatened to physically harm her. This incident happened a few years before Kim passed away, and it was interesting that Kamora said Diddy was copying her ex-husband Russell Simmons, because Russell is also a known creep who has been accused of SAing and being violent with women, the article adds. Diddy eventually knelt down in public to apologize to Kamora. All of this has not prevented Kamora from fighting for Kim Porter's justice and protecting the children he abandoned, though. Kamora is attempting to spend more time with the children and continue to safeguard them now that it appears Diddy is struggling in court. But will Janice make an effort to keep Kamora away from the twins, in your opinion? Do you too believe that Janice should go down with Diddy? After you watch this following video, let us know what you think in the comments.